Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update and all the physical releases coming to the Nintendo Switch, January the 20th until the 24th. Cuisineer is releasing physically this week on Nintendo Switch alongside PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. This game has been out on PC since 2023, and now it's time for the home console release. Mixing dungeon crawling with restaurant management type gameplay is probably something we've seen a few times before, but reviews for the PC release have been quite positive, so if you want something cute with a gameplay loop that is proven, then it may be one to take a look at. Because it's being published by Xseed in North America, that means it has a forced collector's edition over there for a reasonable $45, and this includes a soundtrack CD, a face towel, and a 160-page art book, whereas in Europe, with Marvelous, they only have a nice standard edition. And my executive producers, Dave Hallworth, Jennifer M., The Nemo 6, and Ghost Bune, have chosen this as their pick of the week. And if you want it or any of the retail games in this video, please consider purchasing via the links in the description and pinned comment. That massively helps support me and this series to keep producing physical content for you guys. VGP are a fantastic company with cheap prices in Canadian money and free worldwide shipping on orders over 80 Canadian bucks, which is less than 60 American dollars. Plus, each week, if you buy something, you are put into a draw to have a chance of winning a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is William D. Congratulations, William. You should get an email from VGP very soon if you haven't already with your discount coupon. Thank you so much for your support and everyone else out there. Guilty Gear Strive is arriving on the Nintendo Switch. Some would say it's a bit late to the party, what with it being a game from 2021. But as far as fighting games go, in an era where lower budget fighters struggle to find an audience amongst the Street Fighters and Tekkens out there, this one did really well. Fighters are always a tough sell to me, but in particular, Arc System work fighters, they're a step beyond my tolerance levels, but I'm happy for those who are really excited about this one arriving on the portable system. It promises to keep the 60 frames per second gameplay and includes all the DLC up to Season 3 already on board. Fingers crossed that means it's all on the cartridge. And my executive producers, Issa, Dane Wilkinson, and Ishin, have chosen this as their pick of the week. Ravenswatch Legendary Edition is probably releasing in Europe this week, with North America having to wait until February, at least according to some retailers out there. This is your standard top-down action roguelite with supposedly a lot of replay value. It's got good reviews from its PC release last year, especially in regards to its co-op play, where up to 4 people can play together. That sounds like fun. Co-op action can make even the most repetitive of gameplay loops seem really fun and fresh. This Legendary Edition supposedly includes a Nightmare skin pack as well as a Raven skin pack. Whatever that means, I would not want to wear the skin of a Raven. It feels like it would be needlessly tight. And my executive producers, Dave Huswaite, Wixit, Super Ben Julio, God of Resin, and Punkidusa have chosen this as their pick of the week. Alright, let's jump into the low print limited releases. Rage of the Dragons Neo is a game from a brand new limited publisher called Physical Mania. Good luck in an increasingly difficult business. I made a video about this if you want the full details, but this is, it was originally a Neo Geo fighter that's been brought back and has a tag-based system. Nothing revolutionary now, but it was always a treat back in the day. It has rollback netcode and is coming in various editions on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and the Neo Geo. Again, full details of it are in the video I made, because who enjoys repeating themselves? Unless it's talking about how awesome flamethrowers are and how wonderful Mila Jovovich is. Has Mila Jovovich ever wielded a flamethrower? I feel like I need confirmation of that. And then I need to watch it. Nuclear Throne is Super Rare's latest Switch release, and again, a bit of a theme with these guys. It's either artsy-fartsy stuff or legendary indie game that somehow took forever to get a physical release, and this is the latter. Nuclear Throne is from 2015, so it's a decade old at this point, and when the roguelike bullet hell scene wasn't as oversaturated. But even then, I believe this one still stands out with its quality. It was an especially big hit on the Vita, I believe, and I suspect that the Switch Physical physical, which is going on sale on Thursday with only 4,000 copies, is gonna sell out extremely fast. So yeah, good luck. Omega 6, the Triangle Stars, is one of 2 limited run releases this week, and it's the most interesting one for sure. This is getting a retail release in Europe at some point, so take that into account. But this is an upcoming English release of a game based on the works of Takaya Imamura, who you may know for his legendary and nostalgic art design on the F-Zero and Star Fox series. After retiring from Nintendo, he made a manga called Omega 6, which is now a video game. It's already out in Japan, but not in English, unlike this one. And yeah, it's an old-school adventure-style game, and it looks really interesting. You can pre-order this on Tuesday. Front Mission 2 Remake is Limited Run's second game this week, and it's the second game in consecutive weeks where they've had a Forever Entertainment release. They had Magical Drop last week, now Front Mission 2, and I wonder what their third release will be, because I know Limited Run like to sign publishers in 3-game contracts. I have a feeling they did these 2 since they wanted an especially big one from Forever Entertainment. Front Mission 2 is already out in Japan physically, and it's already cheaper than this limited run release, but I would assume that this version will be complete on cartridge, maybe. Either way, I still don't know what's happening with the European release. Anybody know anything about that? Let me know. Either way, you can pre-order the limited run version right now on Switch, PlayStation 4, PS5, and Xbox. And my executive producers, Robotech and Kevin W, have chosen this as their pick of the week. All right, the import releases, we're heading over to PlayAsia, and if you want 5% off anything from PlayAsia, you can use my new discount code Jordan2025. Just remember to click the link first, okay? That's what helps me. Now, there's only one import this week, at least one that's worth importing. Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist. That is the big one. It's releasing in Japan and Asia this week with English. I would assume very heavily that this will eventually follow the original game's release by having a limited run release in North America and maybe a retail release in Europe, but if you can't wait or you just don't want to risk it, you can grab this very highly anticipated Metroidvania in a standard or limited edition from Japan. And that limited edition includes an art book and bonus track CD. Ender Lilies, the first game, was a very, very well-received game in a crowded genre, and this sequel, which is in early access on Steam at the minute, is extremely well-received too, so it's going to be a big, big hit. If you love Metroidvanias, then this will be the game for you. And my executive producers, Sora Cat, Lewis K, Instacritic, Cartoon Soren, Azareth, Jake Vav, Vey, and Adamantium have chosen this as their pick of the week. Japan is also getting these 4 games, 2 of which we have already, 2 of which are not worth importing because they don't have English. All right, the community spotlight. I don't know what's been in the water this past week, but this week is probably the most amount of photos I've ever had. Aside from when I used to do the giveaways, almost 50 photos while I'm on vacation. So I obviously can't do them all. I'm just going to talk about my executive producers' photos, 12 of them this week, and then do a roundup because there is a swimming pool waiting for me outside. Like, it's literally waiting for me. It's looking at its watch. It's like, Jordan, where are you? Adamantium sent in this photo showing off Neurovoider from Red Art Games. It's from their older style release, which I think it got a bit too expensive for them to make every copy like this, so now they only do it for their deluxe editions. Azra sent in this photo with the My Sims Cozy Bundle. I think it sold pretty well, all things considered, and it did get a nice small discount over the holiday period. I think it's a nostalgic release for people like in their mid-20s now. Cartoon Soren sent in this photo of Mika and the Witch's Mountain, which is definitely a Japanese cartridge. I'm curious as to why the Kickstarter went in that direction. Dave Horworth sent in this photo showing off these games. Is everyone excited for the new Mario Kart? I was a bit surprised by the lack of, like a wow factor, especially for an initial reveal. It looked pretty standard, I don't know, but I'm sure there's more to see when they have the time to make a proper trailer for it. G Bautista 100 sent in this photo showing off the Legend of Legacy, which I think the ESRB versions are starting to go up in price now. Not easy to find a copy. Ghost Bune sent in this photo picking up 3 import exclusives. Sadly, the middle one doesn't have English, but the other 2 do and are worth importing in my experience. Maybe not essential games that appeal to everyone, but they are nicely unique. Instacritic sent in this photo showing off some obscure stuff as always. I don't even remember talking about Harvest Days. Did I miss that in this video series? It's entirely possible. Kevin W sent in this photo showing off Cigars of the Pharaoh. I'm actually surprised they were allowed to have that title because the idea of smoking is so taboo in the media now. Like, I hate smoking as much as anyone. Like, I genuinely despise tobacco and all that stuff, but I don't think it should be erased from films, TV, and entertainment. Like, we need smoking hard-boiled detectives. Stop trying to sterilize everything. Lewis K sent in this photo picking up the cultured masterpiece of crap that is the Senran Kagura massaging game. I'm shocked that this was even allowed to be reprinted, what with Nintendo's new direction. This is as weird as it gets. You can still pick it up from a VGP right now if you want it. Our phone sent in this photo picking up the Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, which is probably not going to sell a huge amount on the system considering it's the 3rd time being wheeled out by Nintendo, but that shouldn't take it away from what is a fantastic game. Sora Cat sent in this photo picking up a triple helping of Otome. All 3 games in the Code Realized series, some of the best games in the genre that money can buy. Super Ben Julio sent in this photo, which includes Super Life of Pixel, a very obscure release from Strictly Limited Games. In order to generate some cash for their backlog, they did sell some of these to other retailers, and in fact you can buy this from VGP right now for $24. It's pretty cheap. They, my man in Japan, sent in this photo, which includes an import exclusive, Freedom Wars. A very fun game, lots of customization. I'm really surprised there was no physical in the West for this one. At least this Japanese and also the Asian release, at least they have English. Alright, let's have a roundup. Choco Loco James. Pericles. Justin D. Butter Boulder. Dewang S. Paul S. Being Supersonic. Law San. Douglas M. Illogicool. Andrew R. Vjor Gaming. Metalhead Game Collector. Sake Dup. Aaron T. Stuart R. Rancid Games. Robin H. Joanna and Piotr. D. Mac. Alex 1 Jag. McLaren. Xiao Pichu. Apple Sin. Vast Neon. Clara S. Cultured Weeb. Needless Dragon. Osgolo. Elissa. Martin. Kresalak. Maximus 1216. Yum Yum Game. Alright, please send me your pictures on Twitter. You can DM me at SoWhatAboutGame, or you can send it via email, physicalparadise@gmail.com, or the Discord. I'm sorry for the quick community spotlight, but as I said, what I didn't say is the real reason, not because the pool's waiting for me, it's because I am currently under my bed sheets in the hotel room, and I am sweating mother buckets right now. It is so hot, so I've got to get out. I've got to breathe. I can't breathe. Anyways, if you watched all the way through, please leave me a flower emoji in honor of Ender Magnolia. Special thanks, as always, to my executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Brent McLean, Alexander, I've got to do this quick, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Punky Dooster, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Raven Knight, Thor Metal Luna, Issa, Vey, Offphone, Instacritic, Precision Plague, Alex M, Feig, Josh Foot, Ishin, Lewis K, Kevin W, Jennifer M, Super Ben Julio, Double Dave, Josue and Horworth, Wixit, Sora Cat, The Nemo 6, Ghost Bune, G Bautista 100, Rose, Adamantium, Azareth, and Jake Vav. Thank you for your support. I literally can't breathe. I'm sweating. So, yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.